It's a bright and sunny... Actually, it's not. Where am I exactly? This doesn't look like Miss Cambridge's class. Oh, we're in Black Panther's class. I mean, Miss Noriko's class. Got it. We enter the dark and gloomy classroom, which is a definite change of scenery compared to the Sidekick classroom. Every student is on his or her cell phone liking, tagging, hashtagging, and taking selfies, except for Maverick. The former Sidekick student is sitting in the front, staring at Miss Noriko with bright and bubbly eyes. He looks around, realizing that no one is actually learning anything, just goofing off. Redthorn is standing in the corner, wishing she'd chosen to shadow another supervillain like Perplexia or the Terrifier. Maverick slowly raises his hand and Miss Noriko looks up from her evil weekly magazine.
Yes, Maverick?
I've been here for a few weeks, so maybe it's too soon, but are we ever gonna learn anything?
The chattering and the tapping sounds that are coming from the cell phone suddenly stop, and the classroom goes silent.
Whatever do you mean?
Well, in Miss Cambridge's class, we learn something new every day. And here, everyone just sits and stares at their phone.
Well, I'm getting my teaching utensils together.
Utensils are for eating. Are we eating our lesson?
No.
Miss Noriko gets up and walks to the whiteboard. She begins writing Lesson 8, The Mind of a Villain.
Okay, class. Good morning. It seems like Maverick doesn't like the way we do things here, so thanks to him, you all get to sit through a boring lecture that you'll probably forget about.
Thanks a lot, Maverick.
Ew, I hate studying. Can't we just use our powers outside and practice hitting things?
Settle down. Today we will go inside the mind of a villain.
Well, that seems odd, doesn't it? We're training to be heroes, not villains.
Oh, Cohen, excellent question. Now, as I'm sure you figured out by now, I am the notorious Black Panther.
The teens roll their eyes because it has been mentioned quite frequently in the series. They all look bored except for Maverick, who looks amazed yet scared all at the same time.
You don't say. Here, I thought you were Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, it's not like you haven't referred to us as your little kittens of chaos almost every single class.
Whoa! I didn't see that coming.
The whole class just stares at Maverick as if he fell out of the sky.
Well, it's nice to have some sort of enthusiasm in this class. My point in referring to my night job is that there's nothing worse than a villain that is anything but a challenge. It makes all of your evil planning a waste of time. While Miss Cambridge or whomever you had before me can teach you how to use your powers, they can't teach you the way a villain thinks, because they've never been inside a villain's head.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Me too, dude.
Let's start, shall we?
Miss Noriko and her students, Cohen, Bryce, Maverick, and Maddie, step out of the classroom and into the gymnasium. There are 4 pods that are glowing a crimson red. Standing next to these pods is Redthorn. Miss Noriko turns to the students to speak, but Cohen raises his hand.
What are those pods for?
I'm so glad you asked, Cohen. As I told you, as heroes it is imperative to be inside the mind of a villain. Now, you were all raised as mini-heroes, so I don't think it would be such an easy task to unlearn everything you were taught in your last class. That's what these are for.
In a game show fashion, Redthorn waves her hands over black tar-looking pods as if it were a brand new car.
Let me explain how this works. You step in, we press a button. You come out as a villain. We have you lay out your evil plan, and if it is evil enough, we change you back. But if it's not...
You may have to transfer schools.
This isn't sitting right with me.
Why shouldn't we trust her?
She is the advanced hero teacher after all.
Shut up, Maverick. You just got here. Your opinion doesn't mean anything. Whose side are you on anyways?
As much as I hate agreeing with Bryce on pretty much anything, he has a point. I signed up to be a hero, not a villain.
I'm sorry, would you 4 like to share your little secret?
No.
Bryce is worried that we might stay villains.
Bryce clenches his fists as he glares at Maverick. Maverick shrugs sheepishly, giving an apologetic look.
Well, that's just silly. Why on earth would I do something so sneaky at a superhero school when the school's dean is Strongarm? Now, who wants to volunteer? Bryce, how about it?
I think Cohen would like to go first.
No, I wouldn't.
Bryce pushes Cohen in front of him and then grabs Maverick by the arm, pulling him in front of Bryce as well.
Hey, I was behind you.
Well, since you seem so excited about becoming a supervillain, I thought I'd let you get in front of me, like the nice guy that I am.
There's absolutely nothing nice about you.
Quiet! Cohen, step into the pod, please.
But
Now!
With a long, heaving sigh, Cohen steps towards the pod. He looks behind him at his other classmates, swallows down the lump in throat, and steps inside. It automatically closes. It turns a bright red and makes a low humming sound. While everyone is focusing on what is happening with the pod, Bryce starts backing towards the door and accidentally bumps into Maddie. She follows as inconspicuously as possible.
Maverick, would you like to go next?
Sure, I guess. I don't have much of an option though, do I?
Not really. You either get in and possibly get an A, or don't get in and I fail you. Then it's back to the sidekick class, and you don't want that, do you?
No, ma'am.
Maverick walks towards the pod that's next to Cohen's and steps inside. Just like before, the pod turns a bright red. Meanwhile, Cohen's pod is starting to ooze something white and disgusting before it makes a dinging sound. The teenager steps out wearing all black as opposed to what he was wearing earlier. Jeans and a shirt that says "I'm a hoot" with a picture of an owl in the background. His hair is slicked back. Cohen cracks his knuckles and his eyes dart to Bryce, who is now really close to the door. Bryce stares his friend down, but unlike usual, Cohen doesn't look away, but holds his stare.
Well, at least you're not wearing a stupid bird shirt anymore.
Let's see how well the evil pods worked.
Wait, you mean you never used them before?
Of course I have. Just a few minutes ago. I think it's your turn, Bryce.
No.
Miss Noriko narrows her eyes. How odd it must feel for her, considering Bryce was her star pupil. If anything, Cohen or Maverick were the kids she assumed would have tried to escape by now.
Bryce, dude, you have to try this. It's so cool you can hear every single evil thought you've ever tried to ignore.
Actually, that sounds lame, Cohen. Miss Noriko, I think you should turn him back. Now.
What a silly suggestion. He has to pass the test first. Remember, first he has to think of the most evil and genius plan, and then he can be turned back into a hero. Let's see how this contraption is working on your friends.
Miss Noriko snaps her fingers, and Cohen goes into a dazed-like stupor before belting out a loud scream towards Bryce. Bryce throws up an ice wall, but it shatters due to the high-frequency sound waves.
All right, Cohen, that's enough.
Cohen's attack scream stops, and suddenly, the evil pod that is holding Maverick dings like a microwave as well. He steps out, his hair is spiky, which is odd since his hair shouldn't be able to do that. He's wearing an all-red costume that resembles flames.
This is so cool!
You're a child villain. What's cool about that?
Whatever, I'm out of here. I did not sign up for cheesy villain costumes that look like they were purchased from a Halloween store in Emo Town.
I'm with Maddie. Peace out, losers.
What? You can't just leave. Class is still in session. I'm the teacher here, not you.
Let's see what my parents, Captain Mighty and Cheetah, have to say when I tell them that you try to change their only daughter into a villain.
Yeah, that goes for my parents too.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is all part of the exercise. How on earth do you think you can just defeat a villain without knowing what their next move is?
He said no.
That's it. Flame Boy, get them.
Without any hesitation, Maverick's eyes turn red and his hands turn into flames, which would be really cool if he wasn't about to do something really bad with this skill. Fire launches towards Bryce, but Bryce throws up another ice wall.
I think it's time to go, Maddie.
Really? What was your first hint?
The ice wall blocks Noriko and Maverick long enough for Bryce and Maddie to leave the classroom. She grabs his hand and speeds out of there. They stand in the middle of the hallway.
So, I think our teacher is a little psycho.
You think?
Oh, Bryce and Maddie, where did you go? We haven't finished our lesson yet.
Stupid Maverick. If he hadn't asked any of these dumb questions, none of this would have happened.
Oh, something tells me it would have happened, just not as fast. We need a hiding place quickly. What about the Sidekicks class?
Yeah, Captain Whirlwind is there, and he can stop her, right?
They both start to run as footsteps can be heard echoing down the corridor of the school. Maverick, Cohen, and Miss Noriko, or shall we say Black Panther, are not too far from them. Fire barely brushes Bryce's leg, and Cohen once again uses his attack scream. It shatters the light fixtures, but just in the nick of time, they find the door and run into the class of the Sidekicks, slamming it behind them.
We're safe, I think.
I think you're in the wrong classroom.
No, we aren't. Our teacher has lost her mind.
I don't know. I don't think she ever had it to begin with.
What's going on?
Captain Whirlwind peeks out of the door and spots Black Panther with Cohen and Maverick by her side. It's quite obvious by the look in their eyes that they are not quite themselves.
Captain Whirlwind, give me back my students. Our lesson isn't finished.
Oh, this is bad. I didn't think she'd move forward with her plans until...
All the kids, teens, and Miss Cambridge are looking at him with a look of curiosity.
I said that out loud, didn't I?
You didn't think who would move forward.
You're gonna find this really funny, I swear. But one day we'll look back at this and laugh. And laugh. And no, nothing.
You didn't think who would move forward.
Miss Cambridge looks mad.
Are electric bolts coming off her skin?
So, remember when I subbed for their class? The advanced heroes, I mean.
Go on.
Strongarm might have assigned me an undercover mission.
And how long have you known?
I've been undercover since Black Panther lured you to her lair last year. The whole, she gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. Total sham. I never actually sided with her. I'm slightly disappointed you believed I would.
Oh my god, she looks like...
Miss Cambridge is glaring at Captain Whirlwind as a swirl of electricity surrounds her.
Why didn't you say anything?
You're a terrible actress, and an even worse liar. If it makes you feel any better, it was all Strongarm's idea.
He knew!
Anyone else feeling as confused as I am?
All the kids but Ashlyn raise their hand. In that instant, Miss Cambridge glances over at the kids and teens in her classroom. Without another word, Miss Cambridge walks towards the jacket stand and pulls a little capsule and throws it on the ground. It explodes into a puff of smoke, and as the smoke disperses, there is Lightning Bolt in her yellow leotard and black tights.
Whoa!
She actually is.
Even I couldn't predict that.
I knew it!
Welcome back, Lightning Bolt.
Let's go save the school.
Meanwhile...
We have two wannabe heroes running around the school. No, not even running. They are hiding in the Sidekick classroom. That is the last place they should be.
You worry too much, Black Panther. You act as though Lightning Bolt were here to save the day. She retired, remember? Just make sure to leave Miss Cambridge and Ashlyn out of the innocent injured bystanders. On second thought, injure Miss Cambridge a little. She'll need a knight in shining armor, or rather a doctor, to save the day.
Wait, you don't know?
Know what? It doesn't take long for Black Panther to realize that Dr. Poison never got the memo about Miss Cambridge and Lightning Bolt being the same person.
Nothing. Just make sure not to poison this one. On second thought, poison might be a good idea.
Very funny.
Black Panther, I have Cohen and Maverick back in their pods. The longer they stay there and don't revert back, the harder it will be to get them back to normal.
Perfect. Make sure to call Sniper, the Gamer, and the Crocodile. It's time to put our plan into action.
To be continued. This episode has been sponsored by Guava Products. Are you tired of your average smartphone? Are you looking for something that has the GPA of Einstein? Well, look no further. Introducing the IQ phone. With a simple swipe, even the dumbest person can be knowledgeable. Want to be in a picture but can't take it yourself? Just hit the camera button with arms and watch as your phone ejects arms and takes a picture for you. Why listen to music when you can be transported into your very own music video? Quick Eats? How about Quick Restaurant? This phone not only delivers food to you, but puts you in a restaurant setting as well. Batteries on average smartphones only last 16 hours, but with the IQ phone, you can have a full battery for a month. So, what are you waiting for? Get your IQ phone today.